Let there be peace and love. Welcome to Satsang. Having seen yesterday the most beautiful satsang of Papaji and the seekers who get experiences deep understanding with these indications, direct indication to the self, to who one is in reality, I cannot avoid to insist that it may take some time. When I say sometimes, could be months, could be years, to understand a master, what he says, because the direction is totally opposite than the direction of the mind, direction of the ordinary mind. So it may take some time, and then the seeker gets layers of understandings, deeper layers of understandings, till it happens, he knows who he is. He has a self-knowledge. He knows. He knows who is not. Let's say like that. He knows very well, completely, who he is not. And at that time, if the Master speaks, his understanding will express generally with great silence, an explosion of kind of Big Bang or laughter, which are not the ordinary laughter. And you saw, he said, oh, his understanding, this is real understanding, which is true. And now I interfere. Even when you have a real understanding, even when you are struck directly into the heart by the indication of the Master, it is not enough. Himself says, now keep quiet. Keep quiet there where you can laugh. Keep quiet there where you know that is who I am. You have to keep quiet, persistently, with consistency. Otherwise, I tell you, that knowledge, that deep understanding, you can even say that deep experience of yourself, with time, will be swallowed again by the mind. Because the mind will come back very forcefully with this habit of having been heard, trusted. So here, you don't need to learn more. You have to do that yourself, because of the love to be really free, and not because of the love to, now finally I can fulfill my big dreams. I can do whatever I like in the life. And on top of it, the life becomes very generous, very beautiful. Remember the dancers around in front of Buddha. Everything will look so beautiful and smooth for a while. So no, this indication of the Master, keep quiet at the proper time, because before keep quiet as an effect, you have first to really understand. You have to clarify your mind. So when it's the moment of keeping quiet, don't think that you have to keep quiet once. You make a life like that. And when you don't, you give yourself some holidays. Otherwise, realization, you see, will not reveal itself. And Lila, yesterday, she reminded me of a beautiful story which illustrates very well this keeping quiet. Once upon a time, there was a king, the king Janaka. And he was a very satisfied king. And yet this search, intense search, it became intense to be liberated. So he heard there is a master in the forest, very simple man, and he went to him and he said, Master, I want to be helped, I want to be freed. The master said, very nice, my dear son. What do you give for that? Oh, I give my kingdom. It is not enough, because anyway you don't own anything. I give you my family, my wife, everything I give you. It is not enough. Nothing belongs to you. I want something which belongs to you. He was very puzzled. Could not answer. So the master said, there is only one thing which belongs to you. It is your mind. You have to give me your mind. And he gave his mind. He was totally quiet. He was fulfilled. After a while, he left the master, and while going on his horse, a thought came, but in fact I've not changed, I'm not yet free. And suddenly himself saw, but I gave my mind, I should not think. And from that moment, he kept quiet. He kept quiet. And he kept quiet. Isn't it beautiful? Though quietness is not a state, the mind will still appear as quiet and as agitated as before. But you keep quiet. You don't consider, you don't value what can be seen, what can be presented in yourself. So if you are not clear enough, please, if you are thirsty to free yourself, ask. Ask. You see, you cannot carry a luggage with you. And to understand what is the mind, you have first to have a clear mind. And when a master says there is a solid background here, there's something solid, what does it mean? It means that one has inquired as much as he could to spot what is not. So he has a kind of wisdom. He will not be fooled because he has wisdom. That is called a solid background. So build your background. Don't keep a doubt. Don't keep a conviction. And if you are not sure of it, ask.
I would like to ask something.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful indication for me, and I would say I understand quite something. But where I have difficulties, and I see that there I stop somehow to go with the indication, you say you have to see who you are not. So in this point looks like I don't get clear
But then what?
in a way that I can keep quiet.
But then what do you mean when you say I follow your indication? What do you mean?
No, I understand your indication, because if I would really follow your indication, I think I would keep quiet.
No, you go too fast. You can keep quiet when you know what about, when you know who you are not. Then you keep quiet, because there is nothing else to do now. You just keep quiet.
Who I am not, it's not that clear.
It is very clear. Whatever you experience, whatever is suggested, whatever you think, believe, whatever you can describe, you are not. It's very clear. So every time you have an experience or you believe in something, no, it is a thought, I am not it. That is the inquiry. And that works. Because how far can you go? At some point you are left with yourself, even though you may not have yet realized it, but at least you know all that I am not. And when that's done, you keep quiet in order to allow the self to realize itself, to reveal itself. Otherwise, before that, you cannot keep quiet. It's better even not to keep quiet, you know. Like this, you ask. But you have to understand. So now you know what you have to do is not to allow the belief that this is real or this is you whenever you go in a movement. When you go with your mind, when you go with your body, when you go with any suggestion, I'm not it. That is the work, if there is any work. I can remind you, but I cannot do the work for you. If you present something, I can cut it off if you don't know how to do it. But you have to present, you see, like that. So you were not understanding clearly. Nor do you. What is in your mind? I will show you.
Ganga, I have a question. On the journey, the mind somehow learns little tricks to calm down, to ungrasp, and things like this. And this it makes the life better in a way. And there was a point when I saw the deeper states which I could attain, those are just states.
Yeah.
And I was so disappointed. I could not go back. I decided I at least with decision or any effort I would not go in states. So that of course then the mind said it's just mundane mind and nothing juicy. And then it's a bit started again to with the indication, with the sticks, to do again this grasping, this ungrasping and emptying things.
Yeah, but you have the experience of emptying then.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
It's not it too?
No, I
Okay.
know, and
Okay.
and I say to myself, okay, those are just habits. Now I have good habits too, in the direction of myself. Let's say like this. But in the same time, I see this very subtle in and out gives again strength to the eye.
Okay, then you have to keep quiet. Let the mind go in and out. It's only the mind which can come in and out.
Yeah, it's
Because it goes with the thing, or it goes with the state of emptying. So it goes in and out. You are not that.
yes, it's clear.
But then you keep quiet if it is clear. You have nothing else to do. If it is clear, as you say.
Just one question, like it should disappear with the belief it's not me, or it doesn't
The mind
mind.
will always present itself. Look at this manifestation.
Not the mind, but this subtle.
But it is the mind.
Yes, it's the mind.
Subtle or
But
not.
this particular little movements, like I ungrasp and I get emptier.
No, you keep quiet. Otherwise you go into these efforts of doing or undoing and all that, rather than doing, as you say. It's still an effort. So to see that you are not even an empty mind, what you have to do, not to grasp it. You describe it, isn't it? It's a movement. It's sometimes there also and sometimes not. So it cannot be you.
Surely not. Yet what I live, I tell myself, it's obviously not myself since I can experience.
Mm-hmm.
So that's clear.
Okay.
Still I feel like I do. I go home, I feel too busy.
Yeah, but as soon as you are aware, you stop it. You stop to go with this movement as you feel, as this habit is there. You just stop for a moment. Nobody said for a long time. You just stop. And then you will not even be troubled that, this body and mind looks like a life. So it goes on. You will not be troubled by that if you are really clear who I am, whom I wanted really to realize. I am it already. I keep quiet. And I don't care if this moves this way, that way. Let it move. Otherwise, every time you interfere again, thinking you have to transform that manifestation of yours. You're not to transform it. You have just not to confuse yourself with it. It will never keep quiet. It's only the moment of death that it keeps quiet. It's unplugged, senses are finished, and the mind, something is unplugged. The dream is over. No, the dream is in yourself, you see. So do like Janaka. You ask this question. Again, you listen to a suggestion of the mind, isn't it? As I say, but you have not to search for who you are. You have just to see it so clearly. It's a way to say, not to say realize again. that whatever is in movement, it's yourself, but they are aspects of yourself. And you just keep quiet. Then what to do? There is nothing to do. It will manifest or not. It's not into control. So of course, because of that, no search. There is not even somebody rising to suggest you have to search. And if there is, it's an old habit, old thought. Why should I value what I put already in the garbage? And yet, that's what I say, keep quiet again and again. That will, we can see in both ways. That may diminish the power of old habits, or that reveals itself more and more, as you like. Then at some point, there is a carelessness.
Yeah, I want to ask the same thing once more.
Yeah, okay.
So, the best things what the mind knows, those are deep states. The biggest enjoyment which my mind knows.
Okay.
I know it's, in a way, I understand, I think I deeply understand it's an illusion to be separate, but at the same time it's a beautiful experience to...
It is not beautiful in the eyes of the self.
Yeah,
It's beautiful
for
for
the
somebody.
mind. Yes.
For the seeker who waited for an experience.
Yes.
Like that. The beauty you see is not that in the eyes of the self. The beauty is to be freed, not to be veiled anymore. That is one of the dishes in the park of the king. It's not late, but still. Hurry up. So, you will keep your attachment or your liking?
what I was working with for me till now. I kept all my attachment, but I told, like personally, all attachment I had before, I have now. But I told, these things are obviously objects in the mind. Let them be very strong feelings. So that was the way for me to feel free from them.
To feel free to be attached.
Yes.
That's an attitude, quite good attitude for the life, but it will not help you. It will not help you to free yourself. What would be more wise is, okay, it's there, but it is in my mind, I'm not it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No. Not as I understood. You agree?
I have to get this point more clear, looks like. When you say Chanaka goes to the master and give me everything, give me
He
your mind.
thought so. Then in the end, the master said, okay.
Yeah.
So he gave his mind, yeah.
On the horse,
Yeah.
something pops up and he says, okay, it's the mind, I don't care.
First he was,
Yeah.
shit, I prefer. I'm not changed, it's all the same, I'm not yet free. First, and then happily, his master was still there. It reminded him, but I just gave my mind. I should not keep it back.
So, yeah, I am there to understand it. I see this understanding is not enough.
But then why? Yeah. No, you don't understand.
Yeah, in
How
this
can
way
you
I don't
understand?
Of course, it's a knowledge that the mind took it, made something.
The mind took it.
Yeah, as an information, or yeah. So
no.
it feels good. It feels good to go in this, but I don't do it. I don't see why.
But that's the whole thing. The seeker, you see, a seeker, he really wants to be free. He really wants to be free. So, generally it takes some years. You think it's fun? It's no fun, isn't it? It's not funny. It's really not funny, huh? Unless one is an enjoyer and a seeker. I speak of a seeker. No, not many, but there are a few. A seeker. It's not funny to seek. It's really painful. And then when you hear what you never heard before, give me your mind. This is the only thing you own. It blows away the mind. It blows away the mind. Oh, I never thought of it. Oh, something, isn't it? And in that something, he ungrasps. He ungrasps his mind. He has this moment of totally quiet in himself. And that's it. And of course, tagadang, tagadang, tagadang. The mind through habit, there is the open gates all the time in that brain. Nothing happened, you are not yet free, I am not yet free. What he will do with that? He must spot immediately. It's not even he has to spot because of that realization. He sees, oh, that's all. He will not say more. He knows now. It has been like this. I've been fooling myself. It has been like this. I search. No, it's so precious to be relieved of that belief, of that so-called reality of things when they appear. I will surely keep quiet now. Like that. And of course, we may fail many times because of attachments. But then you have to, don't worry, go for it. I want to free myself. I have the luck this life to meet a master. I have the luck even to have that thirst for freedom, that idea. It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. I go for it. And whenever I have a trouble, it's because I listen to my thoughts. So do that. See that. And don't start with your explanation. I have my mind take it as an information and it is stored in my memory and I only get knowledge. It's too much. You don't need to explain that to yourself. You follow a thought, you see that you are agitated, troubled, you know it's because of you follow your mind. Stop it. It's very simple, but you have to do it. It's very simple. Even if you do it 100 times a day, it's better than to go into those talks and explanations, which are anyway fake. You know? Huh? You don't need to know more than that.
No.
Yeah.
But maybe it's also the expectation that I wait for an experience to get it more clear.
Keep quiet. You will see what an extraordinary, beautiful experience it is. And if you don't see it, it's because you have to keep quiet again. You will develop the attraction for it. For that, you have to get a clear mind. So, again, I say, if the mind is not clear, of course, it doesn't matter. One day, you remember there was a boy for a few years, question. One day, the bag was empty. No more questions. So, it's better this way than to start to try to suppress and try to think that you are in keeping quiet. So I always throw you back, but if it is for you, if there is still, for anyone, something you ask, even if I don't look happy, you ask. It works like that.
Ganga,
Yes.
I can still identify with this boy who asks many questions.
Who ask?
Who asks many questions.
Yeah. Okay, but ask.
And now it looks like it is okay, not so many anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Back is maybe a little bit more empty.
Mm-hmm. You're so empty that you cannot ask. But when I say empty, it's don't also imagine emptiness. It's just that a few things are so well seen or that's done, I mean, that you don't go back to them. So. Yes.
Talking about this emptiness, and I feel really sort of, or the mind feels really ashamed and really embarrassed that I feel so full up
Yeah.
with the mind.
Yes.
It was, you talked of, you find that space, that openness, and I've been in that space, and then little by little, the mind has crept up so much that last night I had enough of it.
Oh, good.
I was just praying so hard to God to just be like, I've so much had enough of myself, of my mind.
Come here. You can sit on the ground or not? Yeah. Yeah, you had so this is very good. It comes to you. You are so much fed up.
I'm so fed up with myself. It was like I wanted to.
No, fed up of your mind.
Fed up with my mind.
Yes.
And I was just looking up at the stars, and I was just like, please God, just I've been so far.
Help me.
Help me.
Yeah.
I've been so far on this journey, and I feel like my mind feels like it's just gone, and it's got me in every tight little...
Listen. Your mind is not who you are. You want to be in peace. You want only the peace will be in who you are. You are it already. Why do you look at this crowded mind? Don't look at it just for a minute now. Don't look at it. You give it to me. You give it to me, I give you back if you like. I need 2 hands probably. So, you are ready? We have disagreement for just a minute. You know very well what is your mind because you describe it. So what you describe, you don't touch it for a minute. So what's that? Don't go to your mind. What's that? Don't go.
It's so strong.
No. 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 What's that? What's left with you? Don't. So who told you have always to use your mind?
My mind.
And you trust.
Please.
You don't trust. You cannot trust.
No. This is what's so frustrating.
What is you are in frustration just now?
Now I'm back in frustration. I wasn't.
No, why? I
took
thought
it
I
back.
have it. No. Why? Are you frustrated when you don't bring back your mind?
I'm frustrated that I see all this crap and that I choose to go and swim in it when I know it doesn't serve
No,
me.
you have to choose to be free. Not to choose to swim. Develop this desire to free yourself. Otherwise, you see, you go to mental hospital. It's too much. It's too... who wants to go there? And you don't need. You don't need. Now, this is the thing, huh? So allow yourself to have this experience, to free yourself. Don't grab it.
When you say stop,
Stop.
yeah, I stop. But then it goes...
No,
You-
stop
you-
again.
Yeah, but you say do it 100 times a day. Last night I could probably have done it about 100 times a second. Because it was just...
You think so. You think so. Now do you understand that you are very much, very well yourself, even without the mind?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
But you know, it is you who choose to keep it. Why?
This is why I'm angry at myself.
Replace this desire or this habit by, I want to free myself from this mind, I know. I want it. What you have to do when you say to yourself, I want to free myself from the mind, what you do? You stop. You stop. That's all you have to do. Then it is 1,000 times a day, and then it will become very natural. You will use it only for practical things and that's it. And you will smile more. Don't go there anymore. Don't go there. And when you have the feeling you go, stop!
Last night I didn't see it coming. I think that's why I got so
You
frustrated.
didn't see what?
I didn't see the mind coming.
Yeah, but you see it after, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares?
When I was in pain.
Then you stop.
Mm.
Don't try to look at the end where it leads you. Stop it before. Lose all the cadaver you say? Behind. Who cares? 1 limb, 2 limbs, 3 limbs. Doesn't matter. You just leave them behind. Don't look. Oh, I've no, my destiny is to finish up the... No! Shut up! Don't be tyrannized like this by your mind. You will be miserable, you know it.
Yeah.
Miserable. Choose freedom.
That's why I had to come up, because you said you
Yes.
just need to ask, and I'm so tired of sitting back there. and
So
letting
you
it go.
asked, is it clear enough? I can remind you also. So that is the direction to be with your own self, which is freed from this mind and concept. I am the body and the mind. So just a concept. So come sometimes to satsang also, to be reminded, you see, in the beginning it's very important. You have nothing to learn, nothing else.
Thank you.
So have that strength. Huh? What's your name? Welcome to satsang. So, Papaji says, listen to this. Everyone is beautiful, but when you grip a begging bowl in your hand, you lose it. Whatever you catch, let it be an object, let it be a thought, let it be a feeling, let it be an experience, you lose it. Don't try to possess blissful states. So, get rid of your pockets. Original nature is emptiness, and this is peace. Let things come and enjoy them, but do not try to own them. Owning means to grasp. Don't worry. Real love cannot be lost. The beloved will not leave you, even if you see this beauty for only a second. It is the mind which carries this fear and tension, but it's not true. Never trust the mind. Never trust the mind. Don't worry. It will have a permanent hold on you, the beloved. You think that you have lost it, but it's not lost. You just think. If you have this glimpse for only one moment, it's finished. But if you put your attachments over it, then you can't see it, even though it is still there. Self is always present. Bliss is always present. You are not to work at attaining it. Just remove the obstacles by which you can't see it. The hindrance is only one: attachment to the past. Attachment to the past. Where you were now? Attachment to the past. If you don't attach yourself to any thought of the past, it's already here, and this is called experience. You see, experience of that is when there are no obstacles, no hindrances, no attachments. So let those words sink from where they come from. What direction? You do like this. What direction? You too? What direction? Not like this. Like this. Close your eyes a minute. Keep it quiet. You are already yourself. You have not to search for it. You who come to satsang so young, never search for who you are. You are it. You have just to remove your beliefs. I'm this and that. Oh. I was just forgetting to say.
Thank you. Thank you.
Boom, boom. poof, something, yeah. Anyway, it's for later. The one who feels that he keeps quiet, he can never.
We are too many.
When I go, only 8.
Or the one who's hungry.
What do you So ginger?
I'm not interested in the bonbons in the garden.
And if the king gives you a boom boom,
When once you no longer have any beliefs, so then what's left to do?
nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. The body will continue its own way to eat raw food, to grow vegetables, to tease a bit here and there. It's a beautiful life. It's also a beautiful life. With no trouble of the mind. That's how the Zen masters were telling, oh, in the winter, what are you doing, master? Oh, in the winter, I'm just cutting wood, making fire. And springtime, oh, I see the grass growing. And summer, I go to the ocean. In autumn, I still wonder.
one more question.
It's about question?
It's about what I saw with here for myself.
Yeah, but it is about question,
It's about
not having question. But you have one. Hmm? And first of all, just drop this habit to take the things of others as if you were living them. Why should you feel the same as this?
no, it's not this.
Ah.
For me, it was like I saw you guided her to a place where she could see something.
You could.
Not.
Mm.
And, to be there where I felt you guided her.
Okay. No, you experienced yourself
Yeah.
that. Okay.
I had the feeling there you can make the discrimination if you're with the mind or not with the mind. And I don't have the feeling I was ever there in this point to have this clear.
Oh, but then come on this pillow, we will make you again feel so. Come. I'm very happy, at least.
I don't know if it's possible like this. So,
They laugh. Is it laughable?
They're free.
Laugh. That's why they laugh. So, any question?
The mind have 1,000 questions.
That's what you own. That's what tyrannies you. And that's what you thought can tyrannize you because it was the way to live. In satsang you hear this fellow called the mind that you made your own tyrant. You are not obliged to accept it. So give it to me. If you want to be free, you have to at least disconnect with him a minute. A minute away keeps the dead away. like that. Thank you.